It's okay to be ignorant, but don't be stupid. Let me explain to you guys what I mean by this. I think that we all know that there are billions and billions of things to know about the universe. And it's even more of a fact that not one person that has ever existed knows everything that there is to know about the universe. So with that understanding, I think that we can all agree that everybody in this world is ignorant about something. Everybody in this world has something to learn, and everybody in this world, until they know about something, they just don't know. Until they experience it, or until they read a book or take a class or listen to someone else teach them, they will not know about a topic. Everyone is ignorant about something. Everyone is ignorant. We're all ignorant. We're all on this world to learn about what there is to learn about this world and life. I think stupidity comes in when we start to get into that toxic mindset of, I know this, there's nothing for me to learn. I know about this and there is nothing else more for me to learn about this. I think the worst kind of person is the person who is ignorant and doesn't know that they're ignorant and they're not willing to learn. Or even the type of person who is ignorant and knows that they're ignorant about something but they're not willing to learn. The person who is ignorant but willing to learn and open to listening, open to having new experiences and figuring out things, that's the kind of person that you want to be, and that's the kind of person that I aspire to be. Because if we're all ignorant, why not be the type of person who is ignorant but who is open to learning? The thought that keeps us stagnant is the thought that after school, after high school, or after college, we don't need to keep learning. I think a lot of people graduate from high school or college and they just think, I don't have to read any more books. I don't have to take any more courses. I don't have to do any more significant training outside of my career or whatever hobbies I'm interested in. And that's just not true. We're in college until maybe we're 22 or 25 or 26 or however long, depending on what degree you go for. But do you really think that you're just done learning in your 20s? Something that amazes me every time I pick up a new book, reading it, like while I'm reading a book, I'll read a sentence or I'll read a chapter and I'll just go, wow, that's something that I didn't even know I didn't know. Think about that. Have you ever heard something or read something or experienced something and just thought to yourself, I didn't even know I didn't know about that. I didn't even know that existed. I didn't even know that that was a thing. Being naturally curious and naturally seeking knowledge is amazing. And I think that Google has been such a benefit to people who just naturally like to seek out knowledge. Like, you have a question about something and you just Google it. I do this every single day, at least 5 or 10 times a day. I have a question, I have a thought, and I'm like, let me Google this. But imagine something, you can't even imagine, honestly, but imagine something that you don't even know about. If you don't know about something, then you don't even have the words, you don't even have the general idea of what to Google. That knowledge won't even come to you, that idea won't even come to you until you read about it. Until you pick up a book and you weren't even looking for that, but the book just gives it to you. Or you're talking to somebody, and because you're open to receiving knowledge, when they say it, you don't just immediately reject it, but you actually sit there and think about it, and you're like, oh wow, never even thought about that. I've never even knew that that was something to think about. I think that when something like that happens, it's a beautiful thing, because it really, for me personally at least, it really opens my eyes even further to the fact that there are so many things that we do not know about, and we don't even know that we don't know about them until we know about them. Be the type of person who is always seeking knowledge. Everybody's ignorant, but do not be stupid. Do not be so stupid to think that there isn't something for you to learn from everybody. Any person that I pass on the street, any person that I talk to, like whether it's just for like 5 seconds or whether it's somebody that I see every day, there's always something to learn from somebody. And this is also what keeps me picking up books, and this is also what keeps me listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos, because I realize that there are things that can make my life easier and broaden my understanding of the world but I just don't know about them yet. I don't even know what to say to Google it. I just know that if I put myself in the position to learn about certain things, or just to learn about anything, if I just keep myself open to knowledge, little things will come to me, and I can use those little nuggets of information, and I can take certain keywords and I can put them into Google, and I can learn even more things. Imaginary example. And I think this might help you guys understand this concept if I'm not explaining it well enough. But think about like a society, like a tiny society of people that lives on this tiny island that we've never seen, we've never heard about. They've never even been off of this island. They don't even know that the rest of the world exists. Now imagine they've never built a house. They've never seen a house. What they do is they build shelter underground. So imagine one day a plane flies by and it drops a plank of wood, and that plank of wood lands on that island, and the people on that island see and find the plank of wood. So these people have never built a structure above ground. They've only built underground. But with this plank of wood that they've never seen before because it came off of a house, they are now like, what is this? They start to kind of ask questions about it, analyze it. They engage in thought and are kind of like brainstorming pretty much. And they realize that on this island, they have all of these trees, and they've never thought about cutting those trees into planks. I think you guys can see where I'm going here. So they realize that this plank comes from trees. We have trees. Let's build something. Let's try to mimic what this plane has just dropped from the sky. Let's try to create planks from wood. So of course you can see where this kind of carries on to. But once they've gotten that nugget of information that fell from the sky, that one plank of wood, they're understanding, oh, this is something that exists. And then eventually, with more and more thought, more and more experimentation, that civilization is able to use that plank of wood and start building structures on top of land. That's kind of like what knowledge is. Knowledge just kind of like comes out of nowhere, and it just pops like right into our minds, whether it's from life or whether it's from people or whether it's from books. That's kind of, if you think about it, that's kind of how knowledge works. But just imagine if that civilization, that plank of wood fell from the sky, and they just said, oh, I don't know what this is, but I really don't care to explore it anymore. They were ignorant to it, but because they were unwilling to open up to it and, you know, kind of like examine it, they just remained ignorant. So I say it's okay to be ignorant. Everybody's ignorant, but don't be stupid. Don't be stupid to the fact that you and everybody else is ignorant to something. What's common sense to you might not be common sense to somebody else. So never belittle anybody for not understanding something that is simple to you. And never think that somebody can't teach you something. Never think that you're done learning about a topic. It's really amazing how many times I've opened myself up to knowledge, whether it was just a book or listening to somebody speak, and realizing there's so much that I don't know about. But that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Kind of catch yourself when you're feeling cocky, or like you know everything about something, even though you might be an expert in something. The smartest people are willing to understand that even though if you're an expert, there's something that you don't know about that thing. The smartest people are always open to learning new things about any and everything. But I love you guys. Don't be stupid. And yeah, read a book. I used to hate reading books, but books are nice. Books make you feel smart, especially when you finish books, even though sometimes that can be hard. But I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.